Hello everyone, I am Assistant Professor Pragati Shetty from Department of Microbiology, KJ Somaya College. In this online lecture, we are going to study the second method that is called as the RNAi technology, that is the RNA interference technology. So before moving to that, we will just revise what we have learned in the last online lecture. So you can see here, we have learned the antisense RNA technology, and in that we have studied that it is basically, or the principle of that technique is based on the antisense mRNA. Okay, that mRNA is complementary to the antisense strands that complementary to the mRNA, so thereby they will complement each other, they will hybridize, and then after the binding of both the strands, it will inhibit the translation process, it will stop the proteins from translating. Okay, this technology we have used in the plants, from the protecting plants from the viral infections, right? That we have studied in the last online lecture. Now in this one we will study the RNAi technology, that is the RNA interference technology. So as the name says, it is because the RNA interfere will be there, and due to which again there will be no protein translation. Okay, this process is also will result into the inhibition of the protein translation. So first of all, we will study what is RNAi, that is what is RNA interference method. So this is the process, cellular process, by which an mRNA is targeted by the degradation. Okay, for degradation by the double stranded RNA molecule with a strand complementary to a fragment of such mRNA. Now, so this definition, this statement tells us that the RNA interference is the process or the cellular process in which we can degrade the mRNA. Okay, we can degrade mRNA by the double stranded RNAs molecule, and in that double stranded RNA one strand will be complementary to the our target mRNA, and therefore once that strand get bind to that target mRNA, then what will happen, they will degrade that mRNA. Okay, so it is a very simple phenomena, very simple principle underlying this process. Then now the selective gene knockdown phenomena, so it is very similar to the knockdown genes phenomena. Okay, now we will see some terms, certain terms for the gene silencing. The post transcriptional gene silencing, this is present in the plant. Okay, now gene silencing process in the various living things, so such as in the plants, it is the post transcriptional gene silencing, PTGS, in the plants. Then quilling gene silencing in the fungi, RNA interference in the animals. Okay, this is present in the plants, animals, and the fungi. All right, now what we are going to do, the RNAi operates, that is that this system, the RNA interference system operates, and its natural role for the virus defense, and then endogenous gene regulation in the plants. Okay, so what it is doing, basically this method is useful for protecting the plants from the various types of the viral diseases by inhibiting the or by degrading that mRNA. Yes, right, so therefore that will result into the inhibition of the protein translation. Okay, the proteins will not be synthesized, will not be get translated. Now the RNAi phenomena was first discovered into the transgenic plant named as the Petunia hybrida L, and it is a flower part, you can see flower plant, it is, you can see in the picture. Okay, that is named as the Petunia. So it is basically a purple color, a very dark purple color flowers. Okay, so they used this technology, and they were expecting to enhancing the anthocyanin pigments, these pigments which were responsible for discoloration. Okay, so what happened at that time when they introduced this technology, and then unexpectedly transgenic plants were produced. Okay, now this transgenic plants, they were producing the white or the chimeric flowers were obtained, all right, instead of that expectations, that is instead of the dark purple color flowers. And this chimeric, or you can see there is the two flowers on the right hand side, so these were the results obtained from this experiment. Okay, but they were originally expecting what, the dark color purple flowers. Instead of that, this chimeric flowers has been obtained. Now this is due to the silencing of the endogenous homologous genes, which were responsible for activation of that genes responsible for that purple color. Okay, and therefore this is due to the gene silencing. Okay, now, and this phenomena was termed as the co-suppression. Okay, it is not a complete separation, it is a co-suppression. All right, this is the discovery. This has been discovered, this technology has been discovered with the help of the flower named as the Petunina hybrida L. Okay, now we have studied what is RNA interference, right? RNA interference mechanism, we can say, right? Now this work or this technology works on 3 different levels in the plants. Okay, so what it means, this process ends up in the 3 parts. In the 3 parts it is including the process. So first, what will happen when the cytoplasmic, or when this RNA, double-stranded RNA molecule will enter into the cell. Okay, now what will happen, the cytoplasmic silencing by double-stranded DNA, that will result into the cleavage of the mRNA. See, in the first slide we have studied that this technology is the cellular process in which the mRNA is getting degraded. Okay, the targeted mRNA is getting degraded by the double-stranded RNA molecule. Okay, so now it is the same thing, you can see, and this line or this process is divided into the 3 parts. Okay, so that we are studying in this slide. So you can see first what will happen, the cytoplasmic silencing by double-stranded RNA molecule, and that will result the cleavage of mRNA. Okay, the cleavage of the mRNA, breaking of the mRNA bond, mRNA strand. After the cleavage, the mRNAs that are being silenced by the microRNAs. Now this term, the microRNAs and the siRNAs, we are going to study in detail in the next slides. Okay, now this cleaved mRNAs are silenced by the miRNAs, microRNAs. Okay, which are negatively regulate the gene expression by pairing with this mRNAs. Okay, now that further results in either cleavage or further breakage of the RNAs, or the blocking the protein translation we called as the PTGS. Okay, now we know, we have studied in the last slide, that is the PTGS expression is present in where, in the plants, right? Protein translation silencing gene, PTGS. And therefore now what will happen, first the double-stranded DNA will bind to that target mRNA, and then they will cleave that mRNA, they will cleave that bond. After the mRNA has been broken up, now what will happen, they will convert it to the more degraded form. Okay, with the help of the miRNAs. Okay, that is the microRNAs. How they are doing this, they will bind to this cleaved mRNAs. Okay, you can see here they have mentioned that negatively regulate the gene expression, okay, by base pairing. So they will base pair to that mRNAs. and that will result either RNA cleavage, that means the more degradation of the RNAs, or that will result into the PTGS. PTGS means post-transcriptional gene silencing. Okay, this process is due to the miRNAs, that is the microRNAs. Now this RNA silencing is associated with a sequence specific methylation of DNA. Now this is a very important and very effective step, we can say. RNA silencing is also associated with the sequence specific methylation of the DNA, that is removal of the methyl groups from the DNA. Okay, and the consequent suppression of the transcription, we called it as the TGS, that is the transcriptional gene silencing. So what it will do, it will silence, it will suppress the transcriptional process. Okay, so what will be the third level, what will be the third stage? The RNA silencing is associated with, that means this process is associated with the DNA methylation. Okay, and therefore subsequent suppression of, the consequent suppression of the transcription, called as the TGS, that is the transcriptional gene silencing. So these are the main three parts, or the three main levels, three stages. Okay, the process is carrying out in these three stages, in these three parts. Now we will study the pathways. Okay, what are the pathways for the RNAi? So there are two main pathways. Okay, you can see here. First one is the siRNAs, that is the small interfering RNAs. Okay, so now we will study this in detail. So now you will understand more clearly, alright, that what will be the role of the siRNAs and the miRNAs. Okay, it is very easy. Now the small interfering RNAs, that is the siRNAs, will generated via the processing of longer double-stranded dRNAs. Okay, and the second one, microRNAs, are generated via processing of the stem loop precursors. First, what will happen? First, the dsRNA, that is the double-stranded RNA, will bind to the mRNA. That will result into the RNA cleavage, and that results into the production of the siRNAs, small interfering RNAs. After that, the siRNAs will again cleaved. Okay, now what will be produced? miRNAs, and therefore we are calling it as the micro, because they are in very little amount. Okay, little quantity. MicroRNAs, that will be generated via the processing of stem loop precursors. Right, these are the two important pathways for the RNA interference process. Okay, right, then we will see the mechanism. Now we studied which is the mechanism, which are the pathways. Okay, which are the two main steps. After these two steps, after the two pathways, now we are going to see components of this RNA interference machinery. Right, as we know, for any process to be carrying out, we should need an assembly of certain molecules or certain enzymes, right, and that will act together and carry out the desired product results. Okay, so in this also, what is the machinery of this RNA interference process for the siRNA generation? Now we have just studied in the previous slide, the first cleavage will generate the siRNAs, and then the second one will generate the microRNAs. So the siRNAs, okay, or we can say the small interfering RNAs. Okay, so there are four components for generation of this small interference RNA, siRNAs. Four components together help to develop this siRNAs. Okay, first one is the dicer, second one is the siRNA, third one is the RISC, and fourth one is the RDRP. Okay, so what is the siRNA? It is the small interfering RNA. RISC is the RNA induced silencing complex, and the RDRP is the RNA dependent RNA polymerase. Okay, so these are the examples and these are the molecules which are responsible for generating these siRNAs, okay, from the double stranded RNA which is getting bound with the targeted mRNA sequence. Okay, these are the components required for generation of siRNAs, which is the first pathway of its mechanism, right? Yes, and then now we will study each component in detail. Okay, so first one was the dicer. Okay, so now we will look for the dicer information. Okay, so the dicer, which is the first component of this siRNAs, right, that is the small interference RNA machinery. Okay, so therefore these components of the RNA interference machinery which is required for generating the small interference RNA we called as the siRNA. So it will, as we discussed, it will contain first component is the dicer. So basically the dicer is responsible for the primary cleavage, okay, cleavage of the double stranded RNA. The dicer molecule will bind to that double stranded RNA, okay, or we can say the double stranded RNA will contain dicer and that will cleave that target. Okay, it will bind to that target mRNA and it will cleave. The primary cleavage is by the dicer molecules. So it got discovered from the scientist named as the Bernstein in the Drosophila. It was developed in the fruit fly Drosophila. Okay, this enzymes called as the dicer which belong to the family of the RNase 3 ribonuclease. As we know, RNase, okay, therefore it will be responsible for cleaving of the RNAs. Okay, the cutting mechanism of the dicer enzyme is ATP independent. Then it is also responsible for the processing of double-stranded RNA into the siRNAs, right? So therefore we are calling it as the primary component of the machinery, RNAi machinery, to develop the siRNAs. Now it will cleave the double-stranded RNA or the pre-miRNA leaves at the 3-strand, okay, and the 5-strand phosphate groups. Okay, it will initiate the process. It will initiate the RNA interference process, and therefore we can say this process can initiate via the first primary cleavage using the dicer, right? Then what are the functional domains that are present in this dicer? First one is the helicase, then the PAS domain. You can see in the picture also at the last portion in the slide. Okay, you can see there is a genome, we can say a structure, and on that we have localized respective molecules, respective domains. So first one is the helicase, green color. After that the PAS domain, the tandem RNase 3 domains. After tandem RNA 3's domain, they have containing the 2. Okay, they are 2 components of the RNase 3. Then the last one is the DSRBD, that is the double-stranded RNA binding domain. Okay, now in the plants also there are dicer-like proteins present. They have also classified into the 4 types. Okay, DCL1, 2, 3 and DCL4. Now DCL1 will be composed of the components or the proteins that will generate the miRNAs and the sRNAs production from the inverted repeats. Then the DCL2, that is the dicer-like protein 2. It will create the siRNAs from the cis-acting antisense as transcript. Okay. Then the DCL3 will generate also the siRNA. Okay, and that will aids into the chromatin modification. DCL4 will be involved in the trans-acting siRNAs metabolism and transcription of the gene silencing at the post-transcriptional level, which is also the alongside activity, or we can say the simultaneous sequence gene silencing property of this RNAi process, right, that we have studied in the previous slide. It will also gene silencing for the post-transcriptional activities it will do, right. Then after the dicer, the second component we will move into, which is the RISC, the RNA induced silencing complex. So as the name says, it will be responsible for silencing, right, of the certain genes. It is also was discovered in the Drosophila species, and it was discovered by the scientist called as the Hammond et al. In the 2000. Okay. This is the nucleus complex, which is composed of the proteins and the siRNAs. Okay, small interference RNAs. Then it will target and it will destroy the endogenous mRNAs, okay, which means the cleaved mRNAs from the dicer. The dicer has been cleaved the mRNA, right, and that strands or that endogenous mRNAs, then it will again destroy or targeted via this RISC. Okay, then it consists both of the proteins and of the RNAs. It will contain both proteins and the RNA also. Okay, then it will have the RNAi effector complex, which is critical for target mRNA degradation or the translation inhibition. And the second one, it can activate it can associate with the helicase activity, the endonuclease activity, and the RNA binding, or we can say homology seeking. So these are some of the mechanisms or the activity which are also associated with the action of this RISC. Now in this picture we can see there is first, here is double-stranded RNA. Okay, then the dicer molecule, we can see that brown color molecule is the dicer. Due to that, it cleaves the double-stranded RNA. Now we have the cleaved endogenous fragments. Okay, now that segment or that fragments loading into the RISC. Now RISC will bind, and that will again further degraded that endogenous fragments or the segment. Okay, then target complementary mRNAs. Now the target mRNA, okay, now you can see the three ways or the three arrows. You can see the first one is the mRNA degradation. Okay, they can do the mRNA degradation, they can inhibit the translation, and also the RNA induced transcriptional silencing complex, they can do that also. So this RISC molecule is very important and it has three functions. Okay, it can do three functions. Which are those? Either it can degrade the mRNA, then it can translation inhibition or the repression, and the RNA induced transcriptional silencing complex. Okay, after that, after this is about the risk. Okay, this is about the RISC. These are the different ways by which the RISC can carry out their mechanism, their results, right? Then the third one is the RDRP, that is the RNA dependent RNA polymerase. What is RDRP? It is triggering and amplifying the silencing effect. Each component in this is interconnected with each other, okay, and that come together and then assemble and then results into the inhibition of the translation, okay, or by degradation. Now the RDRP activity is found in the plants, okay, and also in the C. elegans. Okay, now RDRP, the polymerase enzyme, can help to explain the RNAi efficiency. Okay, that can increase the efficiency of that process. Okay, now after this we'll look into the siRNAs again. So these three components together, right? First, which are those? First is the dicer molecule, then RISC molecule, and then the RDRP. These three come together and act together and then generate the siRNAs, the siRNAs. Okay, now these are 21 to 23 nucleotide double-stranded RNAs that mediate the PTGS, okay, the post-transcriptional gene silencing, translational gene silencing in the plants. Then it is produced in the vivo by cleavage of double-stranded RNAs. Amplification by an RNA dependent, that is this enzyme, just we have discussed the RDRP enzyme, that can be happen, and therefore that will increase the efficiency of this process. Okay, so therefore they have mentioned that the efficiency of this RNAi can be increased, can be enhanced with the help of this RDRP enzyme. Then this is incorporated into an RISC guiding to the mRNAs. Okay, see the process. You can imagine a scenario where there is a double-stranded RNA. Okay, that double-stranded RNA is getting cleaved using the dicer molecule. Then what is coming into the picture? The RISC is coming into the picture. RISC will cleave the one strand from the double-stranded RNAs, will degrade that one strand. Okay, the RISC is attaching on to that cleaved fragments of the double-stranded RNAs. Okay, after this, now this RISC attachment RNA strand will now target the mRNAs, which is our target, and therefore they will now they will inhibit the translation. Okay, therefore incorporated into the RISC guiding it to the mRNAs. Now therefore we can say the RISCs are responsible for guiding the molecule, the RNA molecule towards the mRNAs. Therefore these siRNAs are complementary to the specific sequence of the target mRNA for degradation. Right, now that segments that are produced are called as the siRNAs, the signal induced interference RNAs. Okay, signal interference RNA. Therefore we are calling it as the interference because it will interfere in the process and that it will inhibit the translation. Alright, these siRNAs, they are definitely complementary to that mRNA, therefore the binding will be occur. Right, after the binding of the target mRNA, they will degrade that. Okay, This is the siRNA generation. Okay, this is the main process, important process, mechanism. Now after this we will see three mechanisms or three steps, we can say three stages in this mechanism. It will contain first initiation phase, then second maintenance phase, and signal amplification and the spreading phase. Right, these are very interesting and the easy process. Okay, so first one we will go with the initiation phase. Okay, so in the first, what will happen, as we studied, first the dicer molecule is coming right into the picture. Therefore you can see here is the double stranded RNA. Okay, onto that dicer molecule will attached and it will cleaved. Okay, that will produce these siRNAs. Okay, then this is the initiation phase. Okay, now we have discussed it will cut at the 3' and the 5', right? So you can see here it has mentioned the 3 and 3' and these another one, it will be the 5'. All right, then the second phase is the maintenance phase. Okay, now what is happening, again we will start from the beginning. First there is a double stranded double stranded RNA onto that dicer will attach. That will result into the cleaved fragments of the double stranded RNA we called as the siRNAs. Okay, this siRNAs now will be accompanied with the RISC. Okay, now the RISC, what it will do, it will degrade further. Okay, just now we studied the RISC will degrade further this endogenous fragments. Okay, and therefore it will then direct this fragment to the target mRNA. It will take that fragments to the target. Okay, the RISC molecule will bind to that segment and take that segments into the mRNA binding. Okay, they will cleave that double stranded segments or the siRNAs. Okay, then it will take that fragments or that single stranded strands for binding to the mRNAs. This action is done by the RISC. Then what will happen, then the exonuclease will come. Okay, and then our exonuclease will degrade the mRNAs. Okay, this is the maintenance phase. The siRNA incorporated into the RISC, right? Then this results into the mRNA degradation. Okay, now the third phase, that is the signal amplification and the spreading phase. So here, so first the dicer will cleave the double stranded RNAs, then the siRNAs. Okay, siRNAs, then after that the RISC will attach. RISC will separate the two strands. You can see in the picture, right? Now what are we having with us? siRNAs. Okay, so this picture is very clear. You can understand very well from this image. Okay, so we will again start with the beginning, from the beginning. So first is there double stranded RNA strand, then dicer molecule will come, will cleave, okay, primary cleavage of the double stranded RNAs at the 3'. Then what will happen, now we are having with us siRNAs. They will generate the siRNAs. This siRNAs now will be targeted by the RISC complex. Okay, this RISC will bind to that double strand. It will cleave one of the strands. Okay, you can see here the one strand where RISC is attached on it, it is called as the siRNA RISC complex, and the second one, that is the sense strand, it is getting degraded. Okay, you can relate, or we studied the last online lecture the anti-sense mechanism, okay, anti-sense method, and therefore the sense strand, it is getting degraded, therefore there is now having with us the anti-sense strand, and if the anti-sense strand is binding to the mRNA, what it will do, it will definitely inhibit the translation process, right? It will inhibit the protein synthesis, because antisense strands will not let translation proceed. Okay, and therefore now what is happening, now there is the single stranded mRNA, you can see there, okay, which has been labeled with the polyadenine tail. Okay, so that is the mRNA. Now this RISC siRNA complex will get attached onto it, right? And therefore now what will happen, either by degradation of the mRNA or by translation inhibition, ultimately it will stop the protein synthesis. Okay, so this is the process, this is the main mechanism of the RNA interference method. Okay, RNA interference technology, it is having the three phases. First, initiation phase, in which there is only dicer molecule coming into the picture, it will cleave, okay, the double stranded RNA. Second picture, then the maintenance phase, there will be coming the RISC complex, right? RISC will degrade the double stranded and convert it into the single strand, attached itself onto that single strand, and then come to the target, it will direct that single strand to the targeted mRNAs, right? And into the third phase, that is into the signal amplification and spreading phase, in that what is happening, then they bind to that mRNA, targeted mRNA. Now the mRNA either can degrade or the mRNA translation can getting stopped, the further process can get stopped. Both the ways results into the inhibiting protein synthesis, right? This is the method, this is the procedure, or we can say this is the mechanism for the RNA interference technology, RNA interference process method. Okay, this is a very interesting and very easy process to learn. Okay, as you have to just remember the components and what are its role, what is this action, you can remember via the three various stages, and you have to recollect these components of the RNAi machinery that we have studied in the last slides, okay, previous slides. Then this is again the same, that is the initiation phase and the execution phase. So they can be distributed via this only. Okay, initiation phase in the siRNAs will be there, and then the execution phase, the RISC factor, and then the spreading or the maintenance inhibition of the translation. Okay, they can be divided into the two phases. Okay, the process is same. Okay, first the dicer molecule, okay, then the RISC molecule complex, and then the protein inhibition, protein synthesis translation inhibition. Okay, this is the procedure of the RNAi technology, RNA interference method, right? So in this picture also you can see the similar diagram. Okay, now we will see the applications of this technology, right? This is the important part in this lecture, that how this method has helped us for preventing the plant from diseases, right? We can protect this plant using this method. So some of the examples like Smart Stacks Pro, okay, so these are the which incorporate the RNAi technology. Okay, these are the some of the companies Okay. So first is the Smart Stacks Pro, which incorporate this technology to counter resistance to Bt proteins. Okay. Counter the Bt resistance proteins used as the insecticides. Okay. Will be introduced in the 2018 to 20. Then the main target is western corn rootworm. Okay. So the main target, or one of the target that we can used against this technology is the, or it can be used against the western corn rootworms. All right. Then we can incorporate this into the plants. Okay. Into the plants we have to incorporate this method, right? Then the Coleopatra, such as the western corn rootworm and the Colorado potato beetle, have proved to be very promising targets for controlling by the RNAi, and much commercial development of the technology has been focused on this pest. Okay, this pathogen, this pest. So they are very well studied against this pest. Okay. So this is about the RNA interference technology. Okay, and the method. In this online lecture, we have studied the RNAi components. Okay, what is RNA interference, right? Then we studied its methods, its mechanism, its 3 stages, the RNA interference machinery. Okay, that is assembly, this components main, basically the dicer, then the RISC, right, and the RDRP, dendronuclease. Then we studied this process. Okay, the 3 stages: the initiation stage, the maintenance stage, and then the spreading, or the, we can say, the degradation stage, the translation inhibition stage. Okay, after that we saw certain applications. See, this we have to introduce into the plants. Okay, so that they get protection against the pest. The RNAi technology can very well effective against the animal model, or the, we can say, the pest, such as the rootworms, and you can see here the beetle, right? Therefore, these are the main applications or proven applications till date. Okay, I hope you understood this online lecture. If you have any doubt regarding this, please ask in the comment section. Thank you for watching.